Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Going into a great weekend. We got the 4th of July coming, the 250th anniversary of America, our anniversary. I do have to say, though, we did go 25 years longer as a country without paying income tax than with paying income tax. And look at Phoenix. He's red, white, and blue. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I've talked about before, but I got a different spin on it, and it is appreciating what you have. And not appreciating like stock market going up or value of your toys going up, but that's you actually appreciating your collection, appreciate what you have. It's real easy to get caught up in the what's coming up, what's next, looking forward, what's next. You know, it's even funny because I see people that are looking forward to what's coming down the road, and they've got their newest item still in the mail. And I've done it too. So we're going to go over this topic. I think it's a really good time to just look around, take stock of your collection, and enjoy it. Coming up. First thing I want to say is that you need to take them out of the box. If you're really going to appreciate your collection, enjoy your collection, you gotta take them out of the box. Masterpiece Transformers. You can appreciate a Star Wars collection that's kept sealed in the package, but you can still see the figure. You can appreciate a lot of things. And, you know, the Toys R Us stuff, I was able to appreciate looking at those and not opening them. You know, I was like, this is pretty cool. I don't have to open them. And I was worrying about depreciating the value of them. Yes, I use specific words for a reason, but these figures look okay when they're packaged like this, but you still don't get the full benefit out of it. And of course, even though 70% of collectors don't transform them based on my unscientific poll, I still think that you get more out of enjoying both modes, at least once. Now, there are some figures I will never transform again for the rest of my life. I don't care. And with that, it just is what it is, which I'm going to talk about one in the news. But, you know, then after a while, you realize, well, guess what? I can't even enjoy looking at them anymore unless I open them. And there are people, just last week, somebody was telling me they've only opened like two or three of all of the figures. They have almost everything, and they've only opened a couple. And, you know, I used to be like that. I could never be like that today. It's just, I mean, life's too short. And at the end of the day, like, at one point in time, this stuff will be worth less than what we paid. Okay, this is... Sometimes it works in my head. It doesn't work in reality. But I'm going to show this. This is a shelf. On this shelf, before I made it a display shelf, it was a box shelf. It looked a little something like this. I mean, this probably isn't going to look as good at editing as it does in my head, because it's certainly not looking good right now. But anyway, I had just stacked my boxes in here kind of as a display. And I said, you know what? I can just close these doors, which is kind of how mine is. I can open the doors, close the doors, open the doors, close the doors. Either way. And my whole plan was to keep the dust out when the doors are closed and all that. But then again, I look at my collection so much, I just don't close them anymore. But still, this was this display shelf. We had another display shelf that was a small set of displays. But got to get them out of the box. As I alluded to, you've got to display them. Now, I just recently watched Dare 2727's collection update video, and I like watching people's collection update videos because I get ideas, but this is something I don't think I've ever really truly 100% seen before, which is a modular display. I've seen sections that are modular. I've seen adjustable shelves inside of like IKEA glass shelving, D12s, and with this, it's the whole wall is modular. So it's quite an interesting idea. So it's future-proofing. No matter how many more figures he gets or how many he gets rid of, he can space it all out and make it look nice, which is pretty cool, actually. It's actually a pretty cool idea on how to do it. And I also say it's very clean. I would actually call it a very sterile display. And that's a compliment, by the way. It looks good. Very good. But anyway, jump over to Dare 2727's channel. Check out his collection. Maybe you get some ideas. I love this kind of stuff. And I'll be making a collection video of your collections in, you know, in the 1,000 subscriber special. It's really hard to truly enjoy your collection without displaying it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Just however you get in to fit in to make it happen. That's it. I mean, if it's one little bookshelf, that's great. Just do it. Something. Few on your desk. I mean, that's how you could enjoy it. So I'm just getting it out there. Enjoy your collections. Display them. Enjoy them. Another rule of thumb, and this is what's been thrown around a lot, is that if it's in tubs, like if it's in tubs or storage or something, do you really need it? If you haven't had it out in years, do you really need it? 2026 is a good year to sell. A lot of people are looking to buy and build their collections and enjoy it. Do you really need it? But well, I guess we'll get into that after we go Rambo. What's doing the Rambo? I know Commando is no underwear. Go Commando. Rambo is. There was a rap song that talked about Rambo. Maybe somebody will know. I know. I'm just not saying it. Anyway, with this, Rambo's next. According to this list. Now, by the way, I can pull this picture. This is my reference picture. I can pull it out, whip this thing out until next August, through next August, or we get revisions and changes. It'll be interesting to see how close we stick to this. Anyway, Rambo's next. Some people say no. They believe Turbo's next because they want it more, but it makes more sense to go Sideswipe, and then am I drawing a blank on Wind Charger, and then Red Alert? That makes more sense to me in my head instead of just back to back, same mold, similar mold, to spread it out, put something else in the middle. Although from a manufacturing standpoint, maybe it does make sense to put those brothers together. Anyhow, I have a way to say, guess what? I'm actually still appreciating what I have. All right, so on the right is the Fans Toys or Fantastic Model Sideswipe. On the left is DX9. I think DX9 did a pretty good job. And yeah, people are upset. I have a picture. I don't even need to bother with that, but they're upset because they feel like they were done dirty because there's 3 different versions now and they just keep making better revisions. They think that was planned from the get-go. It might have been, by the way. Planned from the get-go. How do we get reused out of this mold? But at the same time, like, I'm happy with my 1.0. I'm not mad at it or anything. And by the way, it will probably match the Fans Toys closer than the 2.0 or the 3.0. So if there's things you don't like about it, like Silver Feet, then you have options. Although I actually think that you wouldn't have trouble selling your 1.0 either. I think people still just like this mold. Anyway, the DX9 is good enough. I'm enjoying it. I like the figure. I'm not waiting for Rambo to come out. When it comes out, it comes out. I'll review it, check it out, make my determination if I like it better than the DX9, and then it will take its place in the display, whether it's a display or I just use it as comparison or put it in alt mode or all those things, which it might be a better alt mode, by the way. That's where DX9 is weak. But with that, I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm not clamoring for the next one. I don't have to have the next one, or I don't let my thoughts just get consumed by the next one. And the only reason I even talk about what's coming next is because I do the news. All right, next up, I want to talk about this whole concept here. Now, I enjoy my collection, but as it grows, I realize, like, I don't really need 2 versions of Fans Toys Phoenix. Although at the time it came out, I have it in different displays now. I can satisfy another display with the Takara one. I like the Takara one for different reasons. It is more accurate to the cartoon, which is what I prefer. I'm too tuned to a detriment. Even if part of it could be a little wonkier, separating it out and saying, well, Fans Toys actually looks cooler. Takara on the right, that's Uranus' picture, even though it's hosted on Shozy Store. Great photography there. It is a little bit on the wonky side. It's still cartoon accurate, more cartoon accurate than the Fans Toys. And so I like them for different reasons, but there's really no reason to have 3 of these occupying the shelf space. And I'm thinking about getting rid of the standard FT10, but you know what? The price has dropped. So I think I got mine around $300, and I think that people are selling them for like $150 to $200 right now. I don't know if I'm ready to take a loss on it, though. So there's a problem. But I would like to display Broadside in his space. And that's coming pretty soon. So next I want to touch on this sort of its topic of X-Transbots does it. A lot of companies do it. Fans Toys does it to the lesser degree, but every other company does it. And that's making these strange repaints to get the reuse out of the mold. And with that, X-Transbots got this figure coming. I don't know the origin of a Megatron colored version of Galvatron. But the more I look at it, the more I think, why hasn't this been done before? It seems very logical in a highly illogical collecting game that we play. But yeah, it's I don't know why I'm finding myself wanting to buy it, wanting to pre-order it. It's not up for pre-order yet, but it's kind of like a surprise. This is coming. I'm sure there's a backstory. Might have been in a comic I didn't read or something. I don't know, but it's a pretty cool idea. With that, I don't sit around and like long for stuff like this, but I have to admit, like I really like their Galvatron, and if I get this and review it, I'm not transforming it. I already broke one. I don't need to break two. I don't need to go through 2 months of waiting for my. Well, it's about a month to wait for my parts. But with that, like, is this the kind of thing you guys are in on that you look forward to? Is this the kind of item that you would cherish in your collection, knowing no other company's gonna make it? Like, I have the Fans Toys Sovereign. As I said, Fans Toys doesn't do a lot of those strange repaints, but toy version seems very like duh. And the weird thing was this was even more expensive than the standard release one because it was toy colored version. So I didn't really truly understand that, other than the fact that they probably produced less, expecting less interest in someone wanting to buy it. But this is another piece I kind of cherish. Like when I think about selling stuff off or getting rid of stuff, I don't think about getting rid of this or the Thomas that's recolored. I think those are pretty cool, interesting recolors that we may never see again. So yeah, I appreciate my collection. I appreciate those pieces, and I don't need another toy version of Galvatron, even if it's the 2.0. Oh, I don't know. That was a pretty good mold. Even if it's 2.0, I'm gonna try to hold strong. So what do you guys think about the concept of appreciating what you have? Appreciating the stuff that you have? Or are you one of the people that constantly wants to upgrade? Are you someone that tries to appreciate your collection and says, yeah, I can't get past this, that, or another on this figure. I've got to upgrade it. I can't wait to upgrade it. I've actually gotten the comments lately about people that stopped collecting because every option was too cartoony and they wanted a more real world aesthetic, which I understand. I understand both sides of the coin because I am hypertuned to a detriment. I understand that, and I can also appreciate wanting real world for a lot of reasons, but that's not today's discussion. And are you the kind of person that just can't wait to get the next figure in, even though you've got 2 more in the mail? You're still more excited about Rambo for some reason, which it's funny that I see that a lot. I see it a lot. I used to be that way, but I've kind of chilled out now that I've got pretty much most every figure representation out there. In fact, I'd be okay with my Wind Charger from X-Transbots for a long time. But anyway, let me just think about this concept in the comments below. Like, subscribe, Twitter, and hang around.